we are, day 5. Last day on the river. Most certainly bittersweet, but it's gonna be a tough day. We've got about 23 miles to go to Apalachicola, and I think we may be facing upwards of 8-mile-an-hour winds from the southeast. And from what I'm told, when you get down to the bay, you can liberally add about 4 or 5 miles an hour to that. So looking at a pretty stiff headwind, and by the time we get out there, the tide will be coming back in, so we'll be fighting the wind and the tide. But absolute beautiful morning. Everybody's getting packed up. And another benefit of RiverTrek is that all the family and volunteers and everybody that came out to spend the night with us are going to be meeting us in Appalach. So I offloaded a bunch of gear from my kayak and threw it in Harry's van, so I don't have to carry it or paddle it all the way to Appalach. So my kayak's gonna be a lot lighter, so hopefully that makes a difference. But just easing on. We are just about there, gonna have our little team meeting, and then put boats in the water and start paddling south. Should be fun, good times.
A pretty long stretch to our first stop. We're gonna stop at Bloody Bluff. That's gonna be 7 miles from the river when we hit the river. So it's a pretty good stretch without stopping. You'll see the bridge as soon as we pop out. There's a stop we can make pretty much right over in here, I think, our last stop. That'd be nice.
Just past river mile 16. It is extremely motivating to see those numbers getting smaller and smaller. Done about 7 miles so far today. The heat is starting to set in. Trying to chase the shade as much as we can. Just a beautiful day. The river straightens out considerably in this lower section, so there's not as many bends and turns and whatnot. And so when you're round a bend, instead of being able to only see a quarter mile or maybe a half a mile, we're able to see, a mile in front of us or more. So, not gonna lie, it's a little demoralizing to be able to see that far, but we're chipping away at the miles one at a time. Very excited to get to Appalach. This has been quite a trip. Good times. We're in the home stretch now. Mile markers are in the single digits. Hot damn. It feels pretty good. So the St. Mark's River just cut off to the left, and the clouds have been just enough to block the sun out, so the heat hasn't been really bad, but just just trying to be a sponge and take it all in. My body, my knees, and my shoulders specifically are ready for this trip to be over, but I know as soon as I get out of the boat today, I'm gonna miss it. But this has been absolutely incredible opportunity. Almost there. We've done 18 miles today so far, 18.1. And just after 2 o'clock, and we're in the home stretch. Just stopped. If you look across the river, there is the boat ramp where we launched for our little day trip last year on the river. So that means we're very close. But we're taking a much needed break right now. We've paddled 18 miles and all we had was that one break around 11. So we're all a bit stiff. So we're gonna stretch our legs a little bit, get fresh for the final push into town. Got to come up with a better term besides bittersweet. I feel like I'm starting to overuse it, but bittersweet is definitely a term that comes to mind for right now. Almost done. Could not have asked for better weather. So we'll be fighting the wind, but it seems manageable. So tide is coming in, but nothing we can do about that. Whew. Good times. All right, packing up for the last time. Next stop, Apalachicola. See you there. Well, we're fighting the wind, we're fighting the tide. The good news is the finish line is in sight. Just rounded the last curve. We can see the bridge at the mouth of the Apalachicola River. Just a few more miles and we'll be DUN done. Good time. Well, we're probably in the last couple hundred yards of the trip. I gotta say, there's a lot of different emotions. It feels really good. What an absolutely incredible trip. What an incredible experience. Yeah, those birds sure do look like a welcoming committee.
Yeah. 3 yards away.
Tell you what, that bridge never looked so beautiful. Sounds like we got quite the welcoming committee coming. You can hear them from 100 yards away.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Come on, dude. Just saying. Just saying.
Massage tomorrow, so find a good massage person and go get all of that upper shoulder stuff all just needed out. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
It's not every day that you get to check something off your bucket list. Today's one of those days. Being able to do this trip was special, but being able to do it with my dad, special's not really the word. I don't know what the word is, but I'm just so fortunate that we were able to do this. So now it is time to get everything out of the boats and go take a shower. Good times. We did it.
It's a 500-mile river from the mountains to me. Runs through the foothills, the Piedmont, the floodplain, across the bay and out to the sea. And we always knew we'd fish that slow water many days over, my friend. If our upriver neighbors have it their way, those good days have come to an end. Those upriver frackers, they've bought off the Corps and strangled the flow. That big dam at Beaufort, Atlanta's solution, it's a killing the good things below. Now all good things on the river have depended on flow. The people before us, those big jumping sturgeons, this rainbow of seafood below. But those thoughtless and wasteful have cut off that lifeblood, it may never recover, my friend. If the Corps and the greedy have it their way, those good things may have come to an end. All those upriver frackers, they bought off the Corps and strangled the flow. That big dam at Beaufort, Atlanta's solution, it's a killing the good things below. Hard men been tonguing up oysters for generations gone past, feeding their families with those damn misery sticks. Now all hope's fading fast, while they sit on their asses on deep Lake Lanier and they water their green summer lawn. If the Corps and the greedy have it their way, the oystermen soon may be gone. Those upriver frackers, they've bought off the Corps and strangled the flow. That big dam at Beaufort, Atlanta's solution, it's a killing the good things below. They didn't know I was a-comin'. They hadn't heard of my plan. 10 tons of white nitrate soaked in hot diesel, blasting caps in my hand. Don't be fishing for catfish on that upriver shoreline. Don't be making no paddling plan. That big wave from Beaufort, hell-bent heading south, is gonna take out the rest of those dams. Those upriver shuckers, they bought off the Corps and strangled the flow. That big dam at Beaufort, Atlanta's solution, it's a killing the good things below. That big dam at Beaufort, Atlanta's solution, oh, it's a killing the good things below.